So everything goes right, that's Mama's new car. Yep, we own it. $2,300. Cash money. That's my retirement she's driving. So, how's it going, folks? Well, decided that we're gonna retire the Saab. Decided that, and I still got it in the yard. It runs great when it runs, but getting it to crank up, a whole nother story. So, that being the case, I'm not 100% sure what we're doing with it, but we got Mama at 2008 Grand Prix. 129,000 miles on it. 3,800 V6 in it. Runs jam up. I mean, just smooth as silk. Lots of power. Not a lot of rattles. Hasn't been beat to pieces. Good little car. Guy put in the paper, or in the Craigslist, which is where we got it, that they wanted $2,300 for it. There were $2,000 in an envelope. A little bit more in my pocket, not a whole lot more. Didn't know she went down there with about $300 in her pocket. It's a good thing she did, because $2,300, tax, tag, title, all of it is what it cost us. Little did we know at the time, there was a dealer that owned that car. Not a problem. People were good as gold. They worked with us just fine on the deal. I wasn't about to pay $2,300 knowing that there may be things. I mean, it's got no tread. I mean, zero tread on the tires. They are as bald as I've ever seen a set of tires. So we're gonna have to get new tires for it right off the bat. And because of that fact, I told him, I'm like, well, I'll give you $2,000 for it, because it does run good. Well, we didn't get 10 miles down the road and check engine light comes on. Now, I've looked over all the stuff on this car. No check engine light the whole time we were test driving it. Just drove out beautiful. Got a code reader that I carry with me. So I flipped it out. We had to stop and get gas anyway, because this truck was on red. And of course they don't leave nothing in them at the dealership. So that one was on red. So we stopped to check stopped to fill it up with gas, and I checked the code, and of course it's the O2 sensor, bank 1, which means it's the one right up on the engine. And of course my wife's, of course, because we had that problem with her Suburban, where we replaced one O2 sensor and then the next one would register a code. We replaced that one and the next one would register a code. And we replaced all 4 of them, and it would just intermittently jump the code for each different one. And I finally told her, I was like, well, I've got a brand new one at home in a bag that I had actually bought for it's a replacement for the one on the S10 Blazer. And it's the exact same O2 sensor. I'm pretty sure it is. They're pretty much universal. But I'll make sure, and if it's got the same connector, I'll just swap out what I've got and she'll be good to go. Because she does still have to get it MARTA tested. Or emissions tested, as some people tried to correct me before. Yeah, that $1,800. $1,800 is what it cost me, and that actually came out of my retirement. I did borrowed from it. Not good when you have to do that, but I was tired of her driving my truck everywhere. Or tired of having to take her in and then go get her. And I was over it. And I know she was upset because she didn't want to have to go running around and back and forth and everything else too. But I'm gonna have to check the rules here. I think there's a law against selling a car with bald tires. But I'm not 100% sure. I know you can't legally sell one with either blown airbags or missing airbags if it was factory equipment. It's illegal to sell one here without the bags in there, or replacements. So I might have to look and see if it's also against the law to sell it without with bald tires on it. Scoot over here once we get past this exit and let her come riding up beside me. I was actually surprised that little 3.8 liter V6 got a little bit of pep to it. Mash that pedal down, you're going. Of course, with the slick tires that are on it, I mashed the pedal down at the red light, pushed it about halfway down, and it was squalling the tires. Of course, as bald as all four of those tires are, it looked like they just threw a set on that they happened to have sitting around somewhere. Oh, and there she's getting over behind me. So much for that. I hope she's happy with that, because I can't afford to do it again anytime soon. Of course, being that it's a GM product, I'll be able to find parts for it rather easy, regardless of what goes wrong with it. Just like that with the O2 sensor, I'm almost positive that the one I got will work on it, as long as the connector's the same. You watch, because it's a 2008 and nothing we've had in our yard recently has been over a 2000. It's probably not going to work, just because I've got something that should work on it. I'm keeping my fingers crossed, trying not to be negative about it, because I got all ideas. It's probably exactly the same, and all I've got to do is just swap a part out. No big deal. It's not like those are super expensive either. Plus, I need to run probably, since I just got the car, probably need to run a can of seafoam through it to blow all the crap out of the inside of it. I know dude was probably looking at my truck, turning his nose up. I don't care. It's not a pretty truck anymore. But it's still going. Still gets me where I need to go. And if I need a pretty truck to do something, then I'm not doing something right. paint's a little bit shinier, but it's not breaking my heart that this one's not. This is still a good truck. The only problem I've got with this one is I bought this one for $4,000 9 years ago. 9.5 years ago. And it shined. Oh my God, it shined. Actually, it shined like crazy until about the end of August last year. And then the clear coat started peeling off of it. Now, I bought this truck salvage title because it had been smacked in the passenger side door, but it had been put back together and it's structurally sound. I mean, there's no major or anything wrong with it, and like I said, the paint shined like crazy. Nothing got into the frame, it was all just body work, and I didn't have to do anything to it but get in and drive. Well, I've been driving, or getting in and driving, for 9 years now, and the paint's just started peeling on it. And it ain't peeling because I didn't take care of it, it's peeling because the guy that painted it did a crappy job painting it. Either he didn't let it cure long enough before he wet sanded and buffed it, or he wet sanded and buffed it way too much. But there were actually runs in the little trough on the hood that weren't buffed out either that should have been. But the hood and that door, and I think it's that door, back door on that side, were replaced. Hood, fender, passenger side, and passenger side rear. I think whoever hit him kind of glanced off and then plowed into the fender on the front. Kind of like that silver truck I've got at home. Very similar deal with it. But like I said, the labor putting it back together, they did a good job. It's just when it got to the painting part of it, it looks like they went to went and got them a Fisher Price kit to paint it with. Didn't know what they were doing, didn't do a good job at all. And the roof was original paint on this thing. Well, buddy, why don't you just come right over? Half a car length between me and the guy in front of me, and this idiot comes up and just shoves himself in there. No brake lights. No turn signals. He's gonna stop on a damn dime in front of me. Yeah, it's my turn. You sit your butt there. I'm ready to go to the house. That's 2 wrecks that I almost had today. Believe it or not, one of them was following that guy over to his dealership after getting in the car, after I told him I was going to buy it. Coming up a hill in a residential area, he's following. Of course, he was clipping along pretty good, and I was clipping along pretty good as well behind him, trying to follow him to the dealership. Coming up a hill, there was a Nissan Maxima right dead in front of him that was clipping along just like we were. Just all of a sudden, right dead at the top of the hill, just stops. Well, of course, the dealer in that other car, that car's got really good brakes, stops dead also. I'm literally a car length behind him. I see him stop. This is an 8,000 pound vehicle. He ain't stopping on a dime like them other two did. So I'm standing on the brakes, and he's already been in one wreck today where somebody rear-ended him. He saw me coming, and he actually went around the Nissan in the intersection. And if he hadn't have done that, I'd have been sitting in the back of that Grand Prix, right in the middle of the back seat. And now this genius. No brake lights, no tail lights, and he's gonna stop dead. Just right dead in front of me after horning him his way in, half a car length apart between me and the car in front of me on the interstate. I'm going home. I'm not going anywhere else today. That's my sign that my butt don't belong out on these roads. Not today. Stop off at the liquor store and buy me another bottle of Jack just to, I don't need it. So just to sit there and relax, but I don't need it. Make sure she's behind me still. We're having zero tread on them tires. I don't want her sliding off the road, and it's in my name, so I'll be the one responsible for it. She don't make enough at her job to actually have a retirement to pull out of. So that all came out of my pocket. Now look how all this is on me all of a sudden. What the heck? It's supposed to be a 50-50 deal here. Vehicle, which I don't know when or what that's going to be, but I am going to get another one. I want to get a Avalanche before I even think about looking for another one, because it's probably going to have to come pretty soon. This thing's got almost 200,000 on it, and that's when they start giving you problems. This one probably won't, because everything's kept up. Spark plugs, wires, the coolant, oil, the whole nine. But normally they start giving you problems at 200,000. I'm not going to wait until this thing starts. Oh, are they out of their mind? 89 Ford Thunderbird, the big boxy square one. They want $3 grand for it. I don't care if that thing's only got 2,500 miles on it. It ain't worth no $3 grand. But anyway, as I was saying, I want to get an Avalanche, 2007 or newer, and I'm gonna get it for right around $5,000. Now, to give you any kind of idea, and I'll do it, I'll find one for right around that kind of money. Actually, by the time I'm ready to do it, it'll probably be cheaper, about half that. Nah, about 3,000, between 3 and 5,000. Anyway, it's going to be a while because it's taken 4 years of earning my 401k to have the $1,800 that I borrowed from it to get this car for her. I'm still parking my truck in my spot. She can park wherever she wants to. But she can wait for me to. Of course, she's taking it ever so easy because she won't be able to make it through that muddy yard of ours very easy with slick tires on it like she's got. I don't think those ones on her Saab are the right size that they would work on her Grand Prix. No, I think she's got 18-inch rims on the Grand Prix, and the Saab's only got 14s, so that won't work. Anyway, we're home. I'm going to give you a tour around the car. Alright, so here it is. 2008 Pontiac. I want to look at that. They're 16s. I thought they were 18s. Okay. So they're 16s. Got a few little scuffs on it. But the fact that it's got a shine on it at all for $2,000, and I'm not worried about you seeing my tag. That's not going to be coming back to me anyway. It's a temp tag. I mean, it's a decent little car. I don't like the way these doors are, and as you can see, the black crap's peeling off of it. We're gonna have to redo that rubber. But I don't like door lock is clear up in the upper headrest region of the back door. Fairly clean. Somebody had a car seat in here. We got the car seat latches open, unless they were but yeah, I mean, it's kind of pretty clean little car. This is a heavy duty canvas material on these seats. Some genius convinced them that the back gas cap needed replaced in this one. Power seat. A little dirty, but that can be cleaned up. Got one of those keys up on the dash. Oh boy, like completely electronic gauges. We got a tire sensor that says, well, I know why that is. Probably a tire pressure sensor saying, hey dummy, you got low pressure on your tires. Well, guess what? We got low tires, so they're going to be replaced anyway. Hopefully those wheel sensors aren't that expensive. Oh God, she wasn't kidding. This air conditioner's working beautiful. I could have swore she had this stereo going.
I know I heard her playing this. It don't matter. I'll take it out anyway. Oh, okay.
Then we do it again, and one more time. Then the next shift starts, then we make more brown sugar bacon, then we whip up another batch, then another, then it's bedtime. It's been a very popular meat for us. Arby's new brown sugar bacon sandwiches. Arby's, we have...
So basically the display's out on the stereo. No big deal. I wonder though. It's got red dash lights. Yeah, the display's completely gone on the stereo, so there's no setting it either. And this was a smoker's car from the looks of it. Not anymore. But I mean, pretty neat little car. I'll show you under the hood. Let's shut this off so she's not oh, gotta shut the lights off. And of course we didn't get the key fob with it. And this hood, I know there's an easier way to do this. Oh, it's right there. Okay. There you go. 3800 Series 3 V6. And the O2 sensor should be right down in there. Can't see it though. Anyway, just wanted to give y'all a quick look at everything. Mama's new toy. Something for her to be proud of, I guess. Well, that's it. $2,300. And it's probably going to last longer than that thing did. But we only paid $800 for that one, so. Like I said, she drove that one almost 2 years. We got our $800 worth out of it. And I'm sure, partly because it's a GM, that we're going to get our $2,200 worth out of this one too. And the good thing is, it's paid for. We don't have to worry about repo guys coming and picking it up and taking it away from us. Paid cash. Same as we did for this one. Same as we did for that one. That one was paid for with cash. And her 98 Suburban was paid for with cash. We really didn't have to get rid of the Suburban the way we did, but since I sacrificed the transmission. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.